Video games are ruining your life. And you know it. That's why you clicked on this video. So we'll think about it and we'll try to come up with solution how to quit them for good. Yes, that's the goal of this video, is to help you quit video games for good. There can be no 1 hour per week or something like that. That's bullshit. Let's be honest. That's bullshit and we'll discuss it, but bear in mind that the result of this video should be that you will never play games again. But first, let's think about video games at all, about the industry, the video game industry. What's the purpose of EA or Ubisoft or any other gaming company? Do you think that they want you to have a good time just because they're good companies? No, they want and they need money. They want money obviously because their company, their purpose is to make profit, but actually they have to make money. Because if they do not make lots of money, they can't pay off their employees, their buildings, whatever, all of those expenses, and they'll they'll have to go. And some other company that makes video games more profitable will replace them. So yeah, there is a big hype on the internet about EA being the most evil company because they created loot boxes, etc. But if we did not have EA, someone else would come up with that. So so the main point of this idea is companies want to make games more pleasant, more, yeah, the word addictive is the right word, because there is no other option. There's this market, this video gaming market, and when you think about it, when you try to remember the old good days when Minecraft was at 1.3 version, and when there were really old good non-loot boxes games, they would not be able to survive in this environment nowadays, because there are companies that would make graphically better experience and they would sponsor it, they would pay it by the loot boxes and the addiction you got from them. So the point is that when we go into the future, the games will be more addictive and more, let's say, evil from our perspective, but that's just the natural evolution of video games. Their main goal is to raise a generation of addicts, and they're doing pretty good job at it. Just look at us. I'm 20 years old. I suppose you're some about my age, and we are so addicted. And our friends at school or on the internet, everyone wants to play video games. Everyone is so hooked up to this, playing League of Legends and Fortnite. So many people watch it on stream, on Twitch, etc. So the point is, video games have to be addictive and have to be really stimulating to make profit, so the cycle goes on. And when we think about it, why are video games so addictive? Because let's face it, you and I and your friends and your brother or your classmates, whoever, so many young people are hooked up to this video gaming addiction. And there is a really interesting phenomenon I noticed. There are so many boys playing, there are so little girls playing video games. Yeah, of course, there are some genuine gamer girls. There are lots of those Twitch streamers, gamer girls who has uh, like 20% of the screen is actual gameplay, and the rest are their boobs. But they do it for money. They do it for profit, not because they're addicted or enjoying the game. But really, when someone is addicted to games, playing League of Legends or some other game, I would say like 90% or even more are boys. So let's ask the question, why is that? Why boys play so much video games? It's easy. Games try to simulate the natural environment for young males. When we look into the history and compare ourselves with our ancestors, our fathers or our great fathers, they were playing outside. They were struggling. They were climbing the trees. They were fighting, fist fighting. It was so casual for boys to fight. Now we got Counter-Strike, and people try to fight in the video games, but there is little to no punishment. Uh, the example is when boys fight it back in the days, they got wounded, they got blue eyes, etc. The pain came in. It was hurting. But now we can play Counter Strike for 12 hours a day, and there is maybe back pain and sore eyes, but that's all. There is no physical reaction to this fight. The other example might be sports. People really did lots of sports, not just because the physical aspect of the sports, but of course, young males full of testosterone, hitting puberty, they played football, baseball, whatever, all the sports, you name it, they played it. Now we have FIFA or NHL or maybe Rocket League, some esports, and there is this competition as well, playing esport and playing actual sport. But the difference here is, as I mentioned, you could have played 2 hours of football and you'd be exhausted. It's physically demanding. But you can play 12 hours of, let's say, FIFA, and you can go on for another 4 hours. You're tired mentally, but not physically. You got no physical response. Then there is this need for adventure for young males, exploring the forests. Uh, in the town there's always some old house, some haunted house, and the boys are driven to explore it, to find the secret of that house. But now we've got, let's say, Minecraft or Last of Us or any other video games simulating this exploration. And the example of Minecraft, yeah, you are playing with your friends via TeamSpeak or Discord, exploring dungeons and new maps and whatever, and you can overdose of this because in your town, yeah, let's face it, there is probably one or two, not so many places to explore, not so many adventures, but in the video games it's endless world. There is always something else you can explore. There is always something else coming up in next page or the next game. So here we can see the limitations of the real world. Doing sports, exploring your neighborhood, fighting, maybe even chasing girls or some normal boyhood activities, you name it. Uh, they are limited in the real world. You can do sports for 2 hours and be exhausted. You can explore and you get so far away from home that when the dark comes, uh, you die in a forest. You know what I mean? So there are limitations and there are physical setbacks to this real boyhood experience, which are good and they are natural. But in video games, those limits go away. You can do whatever you want, just sitting in a room, little to no physical activity is required, and you can do it for 16 hours a day. And it's so easy. It's much easier to play FIFA than do actual football, and we'll talk about it now. From the evolutionary point of view, there's always some natural need to compete for men. Yeah, you need some goals, you need some purpose, you need these things to do some productive stuff or even unproductive stuff. When you play football, your goal is to score and to beat the opponents. And there is also a natural fear of failure, and I'm pretty sure you encountered it. I do have so strong fear of failure, and I'm trying to compete with it, but it's really strong, and I believe you got it too. And these are places when the video games are also really powerful, because there is almost no room for failure. Playing video games is so safe now. And I'm saying now because when I was young and when I played a lot, and we'll talk about my journey with video games, but when I was young and I played so much CS:GO and League of Legends and so many games, really, oh, it hurts me to think about it. So much wasted time. But back in the day, the video games were at least difficult. It was challenging to uh, maybe I can remember playing GTA San Andreas, and there was one mission in San Fierro where you had to have some certain swimming skill to let you do this mission, and you had to swim underneath some rocks, etc., and get to boat. And I remember doing it for a week. Maybe it was for me. It was really difficult and it was challenging. So at least there was some challenge. Nowadays, the video games are so easy. They're like you just sit there and the gameplay happens, and when you fail, when you fuck up, there is really no punishment. And then this question shows up: why would you go out and do things that are difficult, that are hard, when you can sit at home and do things that are easy? And there is no punishment when you fail. You can always do it again and again and try again. So our brains are set to find the easiest paths, to find short ways. And when you would go out and explore your neighborhood, go to the forest, it would take so much calories, so much willpower, so much physical power to do it. But when you do those things in a video games, they are easier. You there is It's harder to fail, actually, in essence, because you always win. The video games are set to you can choose the difficulty level, so they are always a little challenging, but you can do it always. When you go out and play football with the strongest guys in the town, you'll be fucked up. But when you play video games, you will always choose the difficulty. Other things are achievements and the reward system in games. And when you genuinely think about it, it's so ridiculous. Just think about it. You play video games to get achievements that have no result in a real life, when you can get achievements in real life that will help you for the rest of your life. It's so ridiculous. Just because those achievements in games, they are maybe more graphically pleasant. When you achieve something in a game, there's this pop-up on a Steam, you can show it to your friends. Well, you killed 1,000 zombies in Call of Duty or whatever. but they are so stupid, but they are made to satisfy your natural spirit, your manhood. Because as we said, you need to compete, you want some goals, and you want to achieve them. And video games are so good at doing this because they always set you some goal that is achievable. They reward you for it, and it's easier to meet these goals than some actual goals in a real life. Uh, I'll tell you an example about me playing The Sims. I spent so much time on Sims. It was really one of my favorite games, and when I think about it, it's ridiculous because I always made this character and I was leveling him up. I wanted him to be physically strong and attractive and be good with women. And when you think about it, I wanted this for me. It was this The Sims, really. The purpose of the game is to simulate life. And I wanted to live the life, but I was too scared and too weak to do it in outside world. So I had to create a character in a video game and achieve these achievements in the game and not in real life. And it's sad when you think about it. And do it. Do think about it. Open your mind and try to think about it. This is so sick. And other sick thing is that when I played Sims, I usually did not want to cheat. There is this cheat that gives you money, but I wanted to play it fairly. So I found job, and the day routine of my character in a game where you can do anything, was to wake up, eat, have a shower, go to work, and go to sleep. To make money, to build a bigger house or whatever. I really entered the rat race. Rat race is a term. Uh, you should Google it up if you don't know it yet. I entered rat race when I was 13 playing Sims. It's so sick. It is simulation of real life, and actually this part was simulated so accurately. I was doing 9 to 5 job in a video games where you can do anything. And the same thing applies for the real life. You can do anything, but you will work 9 to 5 or even play video games simulating working 9 to 5. It's crazy. It's madness. So by now you should probably think in your head, okay, this seems like video games are bad. Yeah, probably video games is not good for me. Probably instead of playing Sims and clicking to go to gym and send my character to gym, I would actually should go myself into gym and work on myself. But how do I do it, you may ask? And that's a good question, and I'll try to tell you my journey of quitting video games. But firstly, we need to start how I started playing video games. And I played video games for most of my life, actually. I'm 20 now, and I can remember playing my first video games at the kindergarten, actually. I played uh, Roller Coaster Tycoon, I think, this OG game, this 2D simulator of amusement park. It's similar to Planet Coaster, I think, is the game similar to it, which is new with nice graphics. But I played this game when I was in kindergarten, when I was, I don't know, 6 or probably 6. So my gaming journey started when I was 6, and then the entire elementary school I was playing something. I was playing The Sims or Counter, not Counter Strike back then. I was playing lots of Minecraft, and I can remember during summer We woke up with friends at 8 a.m. and we played Minecraft until 8 p.m. for 12 hours straight. And it was so sunny, so nice outside, but we were playing video games because why would we go out and get tired and sweat and spend energy when we could sit in our rooms with cold and comfort and eating sweets and junk food and playing Minecraft and enjoying ourselves. Then we started playing Counter Strike and it was so addictive. That's like this playing Minecraft. I was maybe I don't know 13, 12 or something about that age. When we played Counter Strike, we were I think 14 or 13, and it was all our lives. Really, in school, me and my friends we were discussing how to rank up. We were thinking about new smokes, new tactics for Mirror and Dust 2, and etc. And we came up. I was living closest to the school, so in 10 minutes I just eat something really fast, and I was warming up for the competitive match. Then the other friend came in. We played two duo. Then the other friends came home because they were living further away from the school, and we were playing Counter Strike for 5 hours or something. About it was so sick. And when you think about it, it really is what we talked about. We were young men trying to achieve something, trying to solve some problem. Let's say we wanted to get better at game, and if we put this energy into getting better in school or going to gym or anything, really, there is so much energy within a young man, but it's wasted while playing video games. So I played Counter Strike, uh, I played League of Legends, I played a lot of strategy games, and it was those strategy games. It was the time when I realized it's not that good because the absolutely normal situation during my weekend was uh, I eat at 10 a.m. I eat breakfast, then I lunch, then about 4 p.m. I got some snack, and I don't know at 7 I eat dinner. And when I was playing video games, it was like 4 p.m. But I don't want to go to eat because I'm enjoying video games. So I skipped the snack, and actually I almost skipped the dinner. I was Normally I was eating at 4 p.m. and I was sitting playing video games for another 4 hours instead of eating. Just think about it. And you probably have something similar if you are really addicted to video games, that you won't stand up from the screen to eat because your dopamine levels are so high, so fucking high, you don't want even eat. It's sick. It's really sick. And then the COVID came in, and during COVID, of course, I was playing so much video games, but during COVID, I was getting really old. I was 18, and I thought about it like, wow, what I'm doing with my life. This is so bad. I'm sitting at home entire day because um before COVID, I was at least going to school, and when it was nice, I was going to ride a bike or something. I wasn't like every day playing 12 hours a day. I was playing a lot, but not that much. But during COVID, we could not go out. We did not go to school. We just sat in our fucking room for the entire day, for the entire week, for an entire month. And when you went to school, we did have this distance learning. So on one screen, I had Zoom or whatever. On the other screen, I was playing Minecraft, mining, searching for diamonds. And during breaks or free, the gap, the window between lessons, we were playing League of Legends. We've been all the time on the Discord, and it was so hyper stimulating. My head always hurt, but I played anyway because there was nothing else to do. And that's the point when you want to quit video games. You need to replace the video games, the satisfaction from it, with something else, something more beneficial for your life. If you got this far into the video and you really listened to what I said before, you know that video games replace some of our natural needs as a young man. We need to replace video games with something rewarding. We have to create this rewarding system for ourselves, and we need to create, let's say, create video game in a real life with real goals benefiting our life. What I did is I started jogging, like running. I started to go on bike much more. I started NoFap. I started reading, and in a one word or two words actually, I joined self-improvement community. I started to work on myself and how it works. I joined the gym. You need to join gym and not I will work from home. No, that's bullshit. You need to go to gym because that's the environment that pushes you forward, and you need to set goals. And not goals like I want to bench 100 kilos in the next month. The goal should be something like I want to go to gym 5 days in a week for the next 3 months. Or I want to go jogging each Wednesday for next 4 months or something like that. Or I want to read a book each month. And those goals, when put correctly, they can really reset your brain and actually build on the foundation created by the video games, because you know this pattern. It's natural, and you know this pattern playing video games. You get the task of, oh, kill this boss and you will be rewarded with this armor. So make yourself a really good beneficial task of I want to go to gym for a month really or really often, and the reward is better physique, more confidence, more attention from girls. Anything you want, you can achieve. But you need to consciously create a goal for yourself, and you need to create some process. You need to create video games within yourself. There's a ton of good books on the subject, and there are lots of good video games. There are lots of good YouTube videos talking about this. I really like Hamza or Improvement Pill or whoever. Just find your favorite and read books. For example, the Atomic Habits to start with, and really replace your bad habits with good habit. But not you can do it like this. You cannot do it in a week. You can't play 12 hours a day of video games today and then not play just like that. It's impossible. Like that's the thing we want actually, but it won't work because your dopamine level is so high now that when you quit today, you'll be okay. The next day, you'll be okay. The following week, you'll be like, oh, I would play some Minecraft. Who plays Minecraft nowadays? I'd play some League of Legends, and and just one match, and you play one, then you play two, then you play four, then you play your entire day, The next day you wake up and you're so fucked up, you're tired, you don't want to go to gym, you play another game and you're back in a loop. And that's not what we want. So the thing is, replace your goals, your systems with working out, reading, doing work, studying, sleeping. Actually, what you want to sleep, you really need to prioritize your sleep. That's a thing I had problem with for so much time. And how I did it is that I don't play video games now, but I played a little video games a year ago, and the mindset I had was do the work first and reward yourself afterwards. It may be video games or watching YouTube or some Netflix or whatever. But when you think about your day, go to gym in the morning, meditate, do homework, and then after you complete your tasks, you achieve your achievements in real life, you can reward yourself with video games. And you'll notice that it's not that rewarding. You don't enjoy it that much when you did some real world challenges and you achieved something in a real life. Why would you want to play video games when you get a really good life and you're stepping outside your comfort zone? And I would advise you to do this for a month, maybe 2 months. Really dive into the subject, watch other YouTubers, watch self-improvement videos, read books, go to gym, go jogging, maybe start meditating. I really advise you to do it. Meditate. It's the best thing I can advise you. Really, it helps you a lot, and you will relapse. I guarantee it. You'll you'll have good week. You'll be like 2 weeks without video games, and then you'll play during the weekend and with friends and play one competitive and another competitive match, etc. But you will feel ashamed. Really, you will feel ashamed, and that's so good. That's the point. Because I genuinely think playing video games is a shame. You should be ashamed yourself because you are wasting your potential. You are wasting your life. You could achieve so much, and you are wasting your energy and your time playing mindless, stupid video games. And you will relapse. And then you go for another week straight, and you'll play another, I don't know, 1 hour during the weekend, and you will feel, oh, I'm playing video games, but I could have been reading. I could have been studying. I could have been working on a side hustle or whatever. And this cycle, for me, it lasted about a half of a year when I gradually limited the time I was playing video games. And now, today, what is it? It's a May, and last time I played video games, it was in January, and I really played one game of League of Legends with friends. It was like I wasn't playing it for myself, but I wanted to spend some time with my old gaming friends, and it was so boring. I did not it. I did not enjoy it a little because sometimes when playing video games, you are really enjoying the time. You play with your friends, you're laughing, you're having good time, really good match in the League of Legends. You know it. It's tight. Anyone can win. It's like 40 minutes clash. It's epic battle. But sometimes you're like sitting, and if you step outside your body and look at yourself, you'd say to yourself, pathetic. And it was it. I was playing. I did not laugh once. I don't know. We probably won because we're so good at it. But but it was so boring, and it was actually unpleasant. So I did not play the next match, and I went to gym. So so that's that's the thing. You just need this little worm in back of your head saying to you, "Mm, you are wasting your time, friend." That's the purpose. That's what you want. You want to be playing video games with a sense of guilt that will slowly pull you out of the video games, and you need to replace it with it's playing video games is bad habit, and you just need to replace it with some good habits. And you really do need to do it, because I got a classmates at the university playing. He's friend of mine, and we were during lesson, and I look at him, and he seemed really tired. And I was like, friend, what's wrong with you? You seem so tired. Did you sleep well? And he was like, we played League of Legends until 4 a.m. And it was 8 a.m. when I asked him. So you can imagine how bad he had to look. And I was like, wow, why would you do it? Did you enjoy the games at least? And he was like, oh, yeah, it was good. This man wasted 4 hours of his life, and not even 4 hours of his life, but 4 hours of his sleep. He should have gone to bed at least at midnight. He was playing video games, destroying his sleep schedule, and really fucking up his entire day after. During during the lesson, he was so unfocused. He was playing Clash of Clans on his mobile phone, and he was fucked. Do you want to be like him? Do you want to be this loser? Do you want to be pathetic? If not, just quit. Quit the video games. And I can tell you, it won't be easy. It will be hard. It will be a long journey, and maybe 3 years from now you still have relapses playing one day, 12 hours a day, playing League of Legends. But the next day and the next week and the next month, you'll be so productive because you will feel the guilt and the pain of it, and you'll be like, ah, I disappointed Skuty, and I disappointed the entire self-improvement community. So I need to work hard, and you'll probably relapse again and again. But it's the important thing about quitting video games, I believe, is you will probably relapse, but when you think about it as relapse, there is this productive window between each relapse, and it is possible to quit video games for good. So what I advise you to do is to join gym, bike, jogging, swimming, reading books, meditating, you name it. Just find some other activity, create consciously, really focus. Maybe take a book or some some app in your phone that tracks your tasks, and create yourself some let's say some plan, some targets. Create yourself achievements and just fulfill them. Just complete the tasks. And I promise, when you spend so much time of your day doing productive work, you won't be so tempted to play video games. The most important message of this video probably is that you won't quit video games now after this video, but you should probably realize that you want to quit video games and you need to do it, and all you have to do is just replace this artificial world with real world and achievements in your real world. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, please leave a thumb up. Please subscribe, and I would really appreciate some comment from you to let me know how should I improve my videos, and you can share your journey with me and with us here. So good luck, and we shall never surrender.